I've been thinking a lot about tater tots. You guys into those? Oh, they're so good. I'm so happy that restaurants are finally serving tater tots, because it used to be that in order to get them, you had to show up at an elementary school. Which was like super weird when you're in your 30s and you have a tray and you're in line. They're like, ma'am, you're gonna need to get 30 feet away from here. Dang it. I'm from the South. I don't know if you can tell by this amazing accent. Thank you to drunk Southern people. I grew up Christian because that's what you do, so I was a virgin for way too long, but I was like, I'm a virgin for Jesus. I'm doing this for Jesus. And Jesus would be like, I don't think you are, though. Nope, that's on you. Leave me out of it. Turns out I was a virgin for way too long because I was a lesbian. I know that's shocking, fellas. Sorry to ruin your fantasies. But I was in the closet when I was in college, and I moved in with one of my guy friends, and my mom, being the good Christian woman that she was not having it. She's like, I cannot believe that you're moving in with a man and you're not even married. You're going to be living in sin. I was like, well, then you're really not going to like the next thing I have to tell you. Buckle up. We's about to get on the gay train. When I finally told my dad, it was pretty nerve-wracking. He didn't know how to handle it. He was just like, all right. Okay. All right, well, you want us to go get you a men's blazer or a top hat? I was like, do you think lesbians wear top hats? I don't know. I'm trying to connect the dots. I actually did get hit on by a guy not too long ago, which hasn't happened since, well, never. I was leaving my friend's house in Venice Beach, and I was standing there on this corner, and this guy comes up to me. He's like, hey, do you want to go back to my apartment with me? And I was like, me? He was like, yeah. I was like, dude, I'm wearing a top hat. That should be your first clue that this is not going to work out. He's like, are you sure? I got a lot of good dope back in my apartment. I'm like, first of all, who uses the word dope anymore? I haven't heard that word since the 80s when Nancy Reagan told me not to do it. So I told him I was going to have to pass, and he seemed shocked. I'm like, you're a complete stranger who had just met on the corner of Venice. Chances are you're homeless. You basically just asked me to go back to your box with you, which is definitely not a way to impress a lady, such as myself. He was like, lady, I thought you were my friend Craig. What? I was so offended until he showed me a picture of his friend Craig. I blame Supercuts. I will say, though, that I did learn everything about being a lesbian in high school. There was a lesbian sex ed class back then. It was called Woodshop. What? She liked that one. Yes. Now that we're all friends, I did want to tell you guys I almost got abducted not too long ago. Y'all look worried. Spoiler alert, I made it. I was going to go pick up my friend, and you know in California we're not allowed to text and drive. Do you guys text and drive? They're like, yeah. They're like, I'm going to text somebody and let them know I'm going to be there in 5 minutes. I don't need to see the road. Put a blindfold on me. In fact, Jesus, take the wheel. Take the wheel, Jesus. I'm going to text somebody. Well, I pulled over to text my friend like a good citizen. Now you guys are like, who pulls over to text somebody? That's lame. You deserve to get abducted. Rude. So I was in there texting my friend. All of a sudden, I hear the passenger handle open up. I look over. Some strange dude is trying to get into my car. Clearly, he did not see who was driving, because if he had, he'd have opened the door and been like, haha, my bad. My bad, wrong car. But that did not happen. He actually tried to get in my car, so I slammed on the gas, drove off. Most people would have been like, whew, dodged a bullet, but not this girl, because I am from the South and we get pissed. So I turned back around. What I wanted to do was drive back by him, roll down my window and say, what were you planning to do? Kidnap me? Oh, how original. Anybody else close to 33 years? Oh, how long?
36. We have beat them. 36 years right here, girl.
All right, how'd y'all meet? At a party. I knew you liked to have fun. I could tell. You got your party shirt on right now. So it was at a party, and who approached who? Okay, good for you. You what? Your ex-boyfriend brought you. He was your current boyfriend at the time. No, he was your ex-boyfriend. Why did he take you to a party? That is a weird relationship. I know we're not together, but I'd really love for you to go to this party with me. You want to be my wingman? Was he your ex at the time? Okay. So he was your ex-boyfriend. You didn't know, I get that. You didn't know him at the time. But you went with your ex-boy. Nope, that didn't happen. I'm trying to get the facts straight for all of us. Okay. You didn't know anybody. I did not know anybody. I went to this party solo. I was just feeling like I needed to put myself out there. And it was a fun party. Whose party was it? You were having the party. Okay. All right. We're getting somewhere, y'all. Stay with me. You were having the party. All right. And then he showed up with your ex-boyfriend. God dang. That was a journey to get that information. I'm tired. Okay. Why did you invite your ex-boyfriend? Oh, I had hoped to just get him drunk and I was going to wear a cute top just like I did tonight, and I was going to show him what he's been missing out on. Was that your plan? That was your plan. Okay. And then once he got there, he was like, no, thank you, or you were like, no, thank you? You gonna skip some of those details? Oh my God! Did you kiss him? You did. She kissed that ex-boyfriend that night, y'all. But the twist is that his friend was there at the party, and he liked sloppy seconds. Right? Yeah, that's right, buddy. Hell yeah. He's like, I don't give a shit. A kiss is a kiss. I'll take one of those too. So then that night, did you smooch him that night too? Okay. Girl. Okay. Somebody was a little kissing bandit over there. What's that? Alcohol was involved. I knew you would not do that sober. You're an upstanding woman. And then did y'all get in a relationship pretty quick? Oh yeah. What's that? You were pregnant in 3 months. Wow. You do not waste any time. You're like, well, my ex-boyfriend didn't do the job, so somebody had to. Dang, 3 months later, you were okay. Was alcohol involved in that too? Yeah. As she sips on her drink. Mm-hmm. Well, 36 years later, what's that? When was the second pregnancy? What do you mean? Oh, when you had your second kid, you were also hammered. Okay. She's like, there's only been 2 times in my life where I've not drank. It was for 10 months. Twice. So 36 years later, what advice can you give us, the rest of us, What's this? Your advice for a happy marriage? Alcohol. All right. There you go. Everybody, cheers. Well, God bless you. Are you drinking tonight? All right. I'd say here comes another baby, but I don't. I don't know how biology works. You never know. Be careful. Wow, that was, I did not expect to learn all that stuff about you. But I appreciate you sharing that. I've never seen a ghost. I feel like some people are more susceptible to it. I'm more of an energy person, which sounds very LA to be like, I'm an empath. But I grew up in a town with these houses that were built in the 1800s, and there's a lot of ghost sightings in my hometown, but people have become very casual about it in a way that I'm not used to still. And I was back home visiting. I was having lunch with my mom and her friends, and my mom said, you know, I went to the Tate's house a couple of weeks ago. I was volunteering with the church, and I went upstairs to use the bathroom, and when I got out of the bathroom, there was Catherine. I was like, who's Catherine? She goes, well, she's dead, and she's a ghost. And all of her friends go, mm-hmm. And I go, what? What are you talking about? She goes, well, everybody knows that Catherine grew up in that house. She lived there her whole life. She never had kids. She died in that house. And then when the Tates moved in, there it was Catherine. She was in the den, the living room, outside of the bathroom. It's just Catherine. And then one of her friends said, I saw her a couple of weeks ago. She looked great. I was like, what? So then it made me start thinking about the house that I grew up in. Now, the house that I grew up in was also built in the 1800s. Nothing good happened in the 1800s. People died very young of random things like attic fires, or they just ate a steak and died. And I never felt safe in that house. I was always scared, like to the point where I would make my dad sit outside of my bedroom until I fell asleep when I was a kid. And I would catch him trying to sneak out of my room, and I'd be like, Dad, I'm scared. And he didn't sleep for like a year and a half. And then he and my mom divorced, I think because he wanted to get the out of that house and take a nap. And then when I was in high school, my mom got this new boyfriend who lived an hour away, and a lot of weekends she would leave me alone in this house and go hang out with her boyfriend for the weekend. And I was so scared. I slept with a knife under my bed, not my cake cutting knife, a different one. And I'm now reminiscing about this time because Catherine's made me think about the house that I grew up in. I said, Mom, you know the house that we grew up in? That house had such a weird energy. My mom said, that house was the most haunted house I have ever lived in. I said, you mean the house you left me in alone every weekend when I was in high school? She goes, I had to. I was scared. I said, bitch. I said, what did you hear? She goes, well, when I was there, I would be sound asleep and I would hear footsteps going up and down the stairs, and you and your brothers would be asleep. I would hear doors slamming. Sometime when I was alone, I would hear screams. She goes, whatever it was, that thing was evil. I said, you should have told me. I would have gone to my grandmother's house. She goes, your grandmother's house was the second most haunted house I have ever been in. Your grandfather has been floating around there since 1963. I said, fine, I would have gone to the Hampton Inn. She goes, not the one on Main Street. It's full of ghosts. I was like, why are there so many ghosts in my hometown? She goes, I don't know. It's a very affordable place to live. People are very friendly. She goes, but I got fed up with that ghost. It was evil. And I told it, I proclaimed one night, if it did not leave us, I was going to call the Duke University Paranormal Department. I don't know if that's an Ivy League Ghostbusters or what that is. But she goes, I did not want to deal with it anymore. I decided to sell our house, but I did not disclose that there was a ghost. And that house has been sold every 5 years for the last 25 years. So I believe that evil still lurks within.